I'm in Seoul. I'm so excited. We're going out today. Yesterday we landed and we kind of spent the day just staying around the hotel. But today we are out and about, gonna do some sightseeing. I've got a color consultation this afternoon. I'm so very excited. It's all gonna be very good fun. So I thought I'd just film the whole day for you. In fact, I might even film this entire trip.
So, first morning out and about on the streets of Korea. It was cold out there, but it was also beautiful weather. We headed over to the park first because it was right around the corner from the hotel where they were doing a fun race. And then from there, we went over to Gyeongbokgung Palace. This place was gorgeous and absolutely massive. And I didn't know, but you could absolutely rent hanboks, traditional clothing, and wear them and you get in for free. I did not know that, but maybe next time.
What is happening here? Okay.
We then took a little stroll through Bangcheong village and then over into Insadong, where I tried my first of many street foods.
I got strawberries and grapes, and first try. Ooh. Oh.
After all that, I headed over to the Fashion Psychology Institute to do my color consultation.
So, if you come to this spot, there is no lift and it's on the 3rd floor, so you're gonna I'm gonna fall up some stairs, but yeah, you're gonna be climbing stairs. But it gets progressively nicer as you go up. Here we are. So I'm just in the reception area, waiting to get my color analysis. It's a good thing I decided to do this right at the beginning of the trip, because then, you know, I can get my colors done and I can have a little bit more of an idea of what I'm going to be choosing when we get to the fabric place, because I heard that the fabric places are quite big and overwhelming and there's a lot there, and I tend to go a little bit crazy. So we're going to try and curate our finds. I don't know if that will actually happen, but I figured, you know, why not? Plus, I've seen it all over TikTok and it looks really fun, so we're gonna try it today. You gotta wash your face beforehand. I got soap in my eye. Soap in my eye. So if you do decide to do a consultation, they want you to do it with a bare face so they can get your colours and undertones. So maybe you do it in the morning. I'm doing mine at the end of the day, so you have to take makeup off.
So first we did a little skin tone analysis with this nifty little machine. It was actually very cool. It just scanned my face, told me what my tone was and where I was in the percentage of people in Korea.
The brightness value of Korean is more like 6.5,
Okay.
and your value is like 5. So
Okay.
you have a little bit darker than every Korean.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
그래가지고 피부 높을 때 and we're gonna check the brightness level of your eyes.
Okay.
And you can turn to and push it a little bit up.
우리 고객님은 무에서 10레벨 정도 나오고
The
Oh, no,
eye
eye color.
color.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
the level is like between 9 and 10.
Really?
Yeah. It's
I
not
always
the-
thought my eyes were very
Oh,
dark.
really? And
Yeah.
this is like 9 and 10.
Nice, I like that.
And then they put me in this white cape and hat, which is to neutralize everything. So no clothes, no color, no distractions, just your face and the natural coloring. And then we got onto the fun part, which was the color groups. As you can see here, they have lots of different tones, colors, and they go through the different palettes. You can literally see in real time that some colors make you look fresh and lifted, while others can make it look like you haven't slept in about 8 business days.
그리고 이 친구 같은 경우에는 좀 더 약간 섹시한 느낌 가지고
Oh,
싶어요.
you look sexy with high saturation colors.
Okay.
You heard it here first, I am sexy. Now that we've confirmed that officially, we went deeper into the color palette. The exact hues that suited me, what works at the top as well as the bottom, what my neutral colors were, and also gold versus silver.
Yellow, orange, and orange red.
So these are my best colors.
Yeah, sure.
Right.
이런 컬러 우리 밑에 바지 컬러도 조금 어둡게 컬러들은 피해주시고 최대한 좀 어둡고 무게감 있는 거.
It does look much better, doesn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
They look much prettier in these colors.
너무 예뻐요.
Beautiful.
Love this. Just come for the compliments. Thank you.
After the colors, then we looked at hair color options, and there are actually a few that I didn't consider. And then, surprisingly, we went into makeup, which we did find a few samples for.
Good morning. It is the next day, and I was just uploading yesterday's color analysis because when I got back to the hotel, I was KO'd, very tired. So yes, I am a deep/dark autumn. You get like this little color sheet, and you put little stars across the colors that work best for me, as well as my little autumn card. Like these are kind of these bottom two are kind of my colors, which I don't know how much I agree with it. I could see how I do actually wear a fair amount of these colors. I was just happy that the greens that I like were in there, because if she was going to tell me that I couldn't wear green, I think I would have walked out, because that's a problem.
So day 2 in Seoul. Today is a fun day. We jumped on a bus and headed over to Namsan Tower. It is quite a walk up, so if you don't want to do all of that, take the cable car and you'll get up there very quickly. The views are spectacular. This city is humongous and sprawling. That wasn't even a portion of what there actually is. And then you get the cable car down, unless you want to walk. After this, I went over to Myeongdong to stock up on some beauty products. This place is busy during the day, but it really comes alive at nighttime. I headed into Olive Young to pick up some stuff that I've been eyeing up. It wasn't my first trip in there, and I can assure you it wasn't my last trip in there either. There are so many beauty shops here, probably not the best place to kill time.
We have to now get to my facial appointment. I'm very excited about this. I thought it was in Gangnam, which is close to where we are, but it's not. It's in Hongdae, which means I have to go all the way back to where I was before. So we're going to get back on the train, and then we're going to go and do our beauty treatment.
So back on the train we go, heading over to a Bijou clinic in Hongdae.
I'm in Hongdae now, and we're about to go do our beauty treatment. So we are walking down, and I'm excited. I don't know what to expect, and I don't know what I'm gonna get, and I'm open to all things, so we'll see what happens. Think of this vlog as like a glow and sew. We're glowing, and then we're also going to be doing some sewing or fabric buying. So yeah, this is part of my little glow and sew series.
There are hundreds of clinics in Seoul, but after some recommendations and some research, I went with a Bijou. They have offices all over Seoul, and they're very well known. They even have a robot that makes drinks for you, which is actually really cool. I went there for a skin consultation so they can look at my face and tell me what it is that they think I need, and from there we went on to do a couple of treatments. But first I had to wash my face, and then they had to put on some numbing cream. Yeah, numbing cream.
Okay, I'm literally about to get my treatment. We are doing skin tightening and lifting with Vero, which is radio frequency lifting. And then I think we're doing Onda, which is for under the chin to do a little bit of fat melting. So we're going to get chiseled jawline, and hopefully it will turn out well. Right now I've got skin numbing lotion on, which is going to numb my face. And then we're going to get it done. That's what we're trying out today. And then I think in a couple of days I might just get like a full facial just to get the rest of my skin. But I thought I'd get like needles in my face, but that felt a little bit too much for a first time, so maybe next time. Okay, we are all numbed up. I cannot feel my face and a little bit on my lip because I think some of it went on my lip. Can't feel anything. It feels really weird to not be able to feel the outside of your face. I have no idea how this is going to go, but this is part of the glow and sew. So we're lifting, we're gonna glow. I've got all my face masks, which I bought, so we're gonna make the skin glow. And then I'm gonna go fabric shopping tomorrow, where we get to the sewing part of the sew and glow. But yeah, I'm in good spirits, can't feel my face, all good.
So this first treatment is called Onda. It is a lifting treatment, and this guy is basically ironing my face, and I'm paying for this. And yes, it was very, very warm. Very, very warm. We had to take breaks, but it's cool.
It gets very, very hot, like in my mouth.
But actually, there's more and more painful treatments.
I sort of. I feel like this is a good first start.
What do you mean there are more painful treatments? Oh, this is what he means. This one is the Vero, which is another skin lifting and face tightening. And when I tell you, I could feel this in my teeth, in my bones, in my brain. And then they pulled out a third machine. I don't even know what this one was, but I don't really go red. And look how red my face is. This one wasn't as painful, but wow, it was intense.
Okay, just had my treatments. All of this feels very warm, very hot, quite tight. So hopefully in a few days we'll start seeing results, but this is what we're looking at right after treatment. Today we are fabric shopping, so this is the outfit. I want to be comfortable, want to be able to walk around, and it's also cold. So we're doing a little bit of a contrast today with my deep colors. Works in my little color chart that I was given. We've got my khaki green, we've got deep plum, and we've got black. Finally made it to the Dongdaemin area. I am standing outside one of the massive complexes, and behind me is the wholesale market, and behind that is like the big fabric market. So I'm going to go straight to the fabric market first, because apparently it's so big that I'm going to spend all day in there. And then if for some crazy reason that's not enough for me, we'll have a look in the wholesale fabric market. But I feel like the big one is going to be enough, so we're going to go there now. I'm very excited. All right, we are coming up to it now. Shall we go inside? Okay, I found my way inside. It is overwhelming in here. I am only on the ground floor, and on the ground floor it is just trim after trim after trim. And if I turn here, more trim. And if you look down here, more trim. And if you look down here, more trim. And if I go around this corner, and then I do this, it goes on forever.
It really does go on forever. I was not exaggerating. I got so seriously lost that I had to find a corner to like gather myself so I could carry on. And yeah, but it was amazing. Truly amazing.
In a lot of these places, they have clothes that have been made, and then the fabric swatch that you can make it out of, so you can see. I'm looking for this kind of material, which is like bomber jacket material, and it has the cards there too. Right, I found a bomber jacket that I want to make, and I'm trying to decide between these two greens. This is a nylon that's a little bit thicker, and this is like a twill type nylon. Got a lot of colors. I think I might go for this one, but now it's like trying to find the right green.
As you can probably see, this doesn't look like your average fabric market. You can see there are some things on rolls, but most of the things here you'll see come on sample cards. Now these sample cards, it's usually one sample of the fabric and then all the different colorways on one card. So that's basically what you're seeing, and that's how all of these factories are able to get all of their fabrics on display.
So my strategy is changing a little bit, mostly because I don't know what I thought. I knew it was big. I didn't realize it was going to be this big. It is actually very overwhelming. I have already bought one fabric though. I have to really pay attention to what building I'm in because I've already got completely lost. But right now, the signs are saying A, so I'm in building A and I'm on floor 3. So that's how you keep track of things. But because the buildings are so long, it's very easy to walk from building A to building B, because depending on how high you are, you might not have to go through like a bridging area, it just goes through. So pay attention to the signs, otherwise you'll get completely lost. And if you find something that you like, or you buy something, take a picture of the sign of the place, because it will tell you their location and it will make it easier for you to find. So I'm looking for activewear, I'm looking for ski type stuff just for like the outside bit. I'm also looking for denim, looking for a few things for like jackets, and I'm also looking for jerseys because quite a few of like the tops that I want to make are like long sleeves, short sleeves, t-shirts, stuff like that. So we're looking for like nice jerseys. So I feel like I just need to find the right section and then I'll be fine. I was having a little bit of trouble. A few people saying that I can't buy today and I have to come back tomorrow. And I was like, oh, okay. I have to come back tomorrow anyway because the way things work here, you grab a swatch, you obviously choose what it is that you want, and then once you've paid, they will have to go to a warehouse to go and get everything. So you pick it up either tomorrow or at the end of the day. And it seems that for most people, I'm picking up tomorrow. So yeah, I've found some places. We've got some fabric coming. I'm going to do one last round before I go downstairs into the craft tools, but maybe I'll do that tomorrow, seeing as I'm going to be back here to pick some stuff up anyway. Alright, we are getting into near the end of the day. It's like 4 o'clock now. I've been here since about 12:30. I feel like I should have got here way earlier because I've only gone to 2 floors, but there's 4 buildings. I've only been in 2 buildings. So yeah, but I have been pretty successful in buying stuff, so you can get an idea of how much money I've spent. I took out £100, which came out to about 200,000 won, and I haven't finished spending it yet. So I've still got about maybe 50,000 won left over. And I've bought a lot of fabric. So yeah, I'm quite happy with how things are going at the moment. I just bought some waterproof fabric for ski wear. I was just trying to find some new colours so that I knew what I was going to make my next ski wear out of. And now I'm on the lookout for a denim, but not necessarily a blue denim. I'm thinking maybe like a tan denim, and also some trench coat fabric, possibly. I feel like I might have found the perfect spot. Got all of these denims here, but then we've got all of these coloured denims here. So I'm thinking, look at these, but I'm looking at these colours here.
This place was a labyrinth, and I don't think I even saw all of it. I'm pretty sure I ended up walking the same path maybe 4 or 5 times because everything looks so similar, and then I'm not really sure if I've seen the same thing or not. But there is a food court on the top of one of the buildings. I'm not sure which one. There is a food court with like 5 different restaurants, a burger joint, tea places. So if you can find it, that's a good place to regroup.
It is almost 5 o'clock. I've been there for 4.5 hours. I have bought some things. I've only come home with 1 bag because all the other things need to be picked up tomorrow. So I didn't really look at the craft floor too hard, and I also didn't, I'm going the wrong way, and I also didn't look so much at the basement, which is where all the trims were, because I'm coming back tomorrow. So tomorrow I'll have all of my bags. I'm going to bring my extra large backpack so I can throw it all over my shoulders, and then we can have another look, and maybe if we find more fabric we can buy some more. But I'm not going to go too crazy because we are going to Japan in like 3 days. Right, it is day 2 of buying fabric. I am going back now to go and pick up the purchases that I made yesterday. It's about 12 o'clock now. I'm going to head over and we're going to try and have a look at the crafting bits, the tools as well, and possibly, because this time I've got an actual list of things that I'm looking for, find the other things, and then we'll probably have to pick them up tomorrow. So, let's go fabric shopping again.
So this time when I arrived, I actually took a picture of the floor map. And when I looked at it, I realized this is why I was so confused all the time, because it doesn't make any sense at all. If you have a look in the corner there, you will see that is the way that the building is laid out. Not A, B, C, D, B, A, C, N, and a random other building. Of course I got lost all the time. Anyway, now I have it, I won't get lost again. I also spent an extraordinary amount of time in the lace and this kind of fabric section because they were all so gorgeous. Did I pick one? No, because there was too much choice. Overwhelmed.
Right, I just had a little break, went to go and get a drink, and we're going to go back and get our fabrics. But I've been walking into a little bit of a problem. So yesterday I went to 3 different places where I looked through the samples, picked out something that I really liked, went through all the thing of getting the samples, looking at the color, and then when I went to go and talk to the people who were running that stall, they told me, no samples today, come back tomorrow. So I was like, okay, maybe, because at that point it was fairly later in the day, so I thought maybe they're not selling anything now and I'll just come and get it tomorrow. So I'm here today to pick up the ones that I did buy, but I've gone back to those same 3 places and all 3 of them have told me again to come back tomorrow. In fact, the first 2 said come back tomorrow, and the 3rd one told me to come back next week. Now there's probably a little bit of a language barrier going on because I don't speak much Korean. I know like a few words, but I've been using Google Translate, and I've been using another Translate app so that I can at least type out the sentence I'm trying to say and then show them so that they can read it and understand. And we've been going back and forth like that. So I don't think that there is a problem with us understanding each other. But yeah, it's just been really strange because even the last one who said come back next week, I was standing waiting for my turn, and someone in front of me just came in, chose their fabric, paid for it, and then left with a receipt. But then I've literally come to buy almost the same fabric, just like a different sample, and I can't buy it. And I just found it really strange and quite confusing because they all told me the same thing yesterday. I've come 3 or 4 hours earlier than normal just so we're not having like an end of the day problem, and I still can't buy fabric. And I don't know if I'm missing something. I don't know if it's like the wrong time, or it's like today is a special day where you can only buy at specific times. It's very confusing. I don't want to jump to any conclusions, but like at the moment I've been asking on Instagram, I was like, is anyone else had this problem here, or is it just me? And I don't know. I hope it's not just me. I hope it's just like something I've completely missed. I've had no idea, and I've just walked into a situation that can be explained. Otherwise, like, it means that I can't buy fabric for unknown reasons, and I would absolutely hate that because this is my favorite thing to do. So yeah, if anyone knows what the reason might be, I would love to know in the comments. Has anyone else run into this problem? Is it just me? Did I come at a wrong day? Did I come at the wrong time? When they say come back tomorrow, does that mean something else? Am I somehow misinterpreting this? I don't know. If I am, then I would love to know so that if I come back to Seoul, which I probably will, to do more fabric shopping, I don't make that mistake again. And if not, then I'd like to know like what actually is going on. Why won't they sell to me? Because I'm being polite, I'm being nice. Yes, I'm not Korean, but there are other non-Koreans here that seem to be buying stuff just fine. So yeah, I'm wondering what's going on. Yeah. Anyway, we're gonna go pick up the fabric that we did manage to buy, and then we're gonna go and have a look at some crafty things, some buttons and zips and things. And then I think after this, I might call it a day and I'll show you what I got. And then we can use the rest of my packing space for when we go to Japan in 3 days.
So with my trusty map in hand, I was able to find all the places where I bought fabric pretty easily and picked up my little baggies full of fabric. This fabric here was one of the ones that I wanted and couldn't get, unfortunately.
Oh yes, thank you. Let's just check some stuff. Sorry, thank you. That was the coat one, and then these were the silk, cotton silk. Yes, perfect. Thank you.
Now that I picked up all of my purchases, I headed down into the basement where all of the crafting and haberdashery items were. And so much thread, never seen this much thread before in my life.
I don't think I've ever been around this much thread in my life. It's kind of crazy. So much thread. You can literally find any colour on the planet. Like, to the ceiling. Wow, this is overwhelming. If you thought the fabric was overwhelming, the thread is overwhelming.
And right after the aisles and aisles of thread came the aisles and aisles of yarn.
Okay, so once you get through the thread section, you get to the knit section. And the knit section is just as crazy as the thread section. You know what it does? It makes me want to get a knitting machine, because then I can make jumpers like this using yarn like that. So look at that for a yarn shop. Anyway, we're gonna carry on looking. It's a maze. I am very much lost, but I know that I'm in the basement, so if I need to go out, I need to go up. I think we're still in the knit section, so I'm gonna go over here into a new section, I think. It goes on forever.
At this point, I was quite tired. I was ready to call it a day, but then I found a handbag place with all the straps I could ever think about. So I did spend a little bit of time in here buying some straps. And then on my way out, I found a place that does all kinds of metalware for your bags, for key rings, for chains, for jewelries, for clothing. And I kind of went a bit mad in there as well. There's a lot. And then after looking at a few buttons, I headed back to the hotel. Such a great day. So I've made it back from the second trip to the fabric place. I've got all my fabrics, a few little bits and pieces. Let's go through it right now. That's right, I'm not waiting until I get home. We're gonna do this right now. I'm gonna open up the bags. I have my trusty rucksack, which I packed everything in it. So a little bit before we get into this, if you've been watching and taking notes in the video, the general process of how to get fabrics in Dongdaemun shopping complex is as follows. First of all, you go in there and you get completely lost and overwhelmed, which is what I did. Check. 2, once you've figured out how things work, you can walk around all the different floors. It is very large top to bottom, but it's also very large across. You will and can get lost, so I suggest if you can find one of the elevators, inside the elevator there is a map that tells you what's on each floor in each building, and then there's an even smaller map that tells you how they're connected, because it doesn't just go A, B, C, D, it goes B, A, C, D, and then there's a random building called N, which I don't think I found, or maybe I did, I don't know. I still haven't found it. Maybe I walked through it. Who knows? Next up, when you get to a stall and you're looking at their fabrics, you will often find these things. Sometimes you will find rolls of fabric. If you find rolls of fabric, then great. You could probably buy some fabric and get it cut right there in front of you and take it with you. For the majority of the fabric places there though, you will find things like these. Now these are sample cards. There will be in the 10s, 50s, 100s, depending on how big the store is, and you'll see lots of different, and it's all the fabric that they have to offer. You have all the fabric here. It has the name of the brand, and then here are the details of this fabric. It says in Korean, I think it's like a nylon, then it says nylon 100%, 54 inches in terms of width, and then it has the price. And then over here is the details, number, email of the supplier. If you were, let's say you had a brand and you wanted to get 1,000 meters, or you wanted to reorder, you would be able to take this home with you, because there are like stacks of these. You can take it home with you, and you have all the details, including Instagram. And you'll see that it's the same fabric, but you will see all the different colorways, so you can go and have a look at these and you can start collecting them. I saw a lot of people just walking around with tote bags full of these from all the different places. So maybe they were just like potential buyers who grab all of those, and then they'll go back to their studios, and then they can pick, and then they can come back and order. If you're ordering on the day, like me though, you will grab one of these, you can peruse, you can look at all the different textures and fabrics there are. Once you have chosen it, you then go to the person and ask them. First of all, you need to check if they're wholesale only. Some of them are. The majority of them though, were able to do however many yards you want. You tell them how many yards you want. They don't work in meters, they work in yards. You tell them the color. They will, you know, note that down, and you won't get the fabric straight away. All of the big bolts of fabric are in a warehouse somewhere, so they will often tell you to either come back tomorrow at this time, or if you go early enough in the day, they might tell you to come back at 3 o'clock, come back at 5 o'clock, come back at 4 o'clock. So that is what happened to me. I found a bunch of fabrics that I liked. I chose my colors. You take it to the front. They tell you how much. You pay in cash. There are a few places where you can pay by card, but if you don't have a Korean card, that could also be a problem. So I would just say, go to a cash machine. There are a few banks on that main road where you can go and use the cash machine, the ATM, get some cash out and just use cash. You'll get a receipt, and then they'll tell you either come back at whatever time, or they'll tell you come back tomorrow. It also helps if you have a Korean phone number. I did not, so they can't contact me. So we kind of went either by email, WhatsApp, Kakao Talk, or WeChat. If you have any of those, then that will help. I think they mostly work with Kakao Talk and WeChat. So if you have either of those, that's pretty good, because then you can add them and they'll message you to tell you when your fabric is ready for collection. That is the process. It can be a little bit scary because some of the suppliers do not speak a lick of English, which why would they need to? You're in Korea, like, try and speak to them in Korean. I do not know enough Korean to hold a sentence, let alone a whole conversation. So Google Translate was very much my friend. There are some other translate apps that I have. So I use the combination of those to ask the question, to show them, and they would speak into it, or they would say the answer and it would come up, and that's how we communicated. A few of them did speak English, and that was also great. They're always really curious to know, like, where are you from and why are you all the way over here on the other side of the world. So that was also quite fun, getting to know these people. And that is how you buy your fabric. So enough talking, let me show you all the fabrics I got, and I think most of them have the swatches which have the price on them, so I can give you the prices because it's very likely these fabrics will stay this price if they're still there, and it seemed that they might still be there because these are like permanent stools, so we shall see. That you can screenshot, Google Translate if you want to have a look. This was from a denim company, and I chose this really nice kind of like brown color. There's a lot of browns in here because I have been following my color analysis color chart. So we've got browns, we've got dark greens, we've got muted tones, but these are the tones that I wear anyway, so I think we're pretty good. It says here 97% cotton, that's the C97, and the S stands for spandex. So it's a stretch cotton, but it's not super stretchy, enough to be comfortable. And with this I want to make a pair of trousers, but I also want to make a matching denim style jacket. It's kind of like what I wanted to do with a pair of pants that I made in my last video, but I'm gonna do it with this brown denim instead. So I got 4 yards of this so that I could get the trousers, and then I can also do the jacket, but it's 60 inches wide, so I have a lot of fabric. So if I have it left over, which I'm sure I will, maybe we'll do a denim skirt as well, so then we have options for like winter and for summer with the skirt. So that's what I got there. Is already very heavy, so that's going to be taking up quite a bit of space. Not sure if you can see, but the price of this is 6,500, which works out to 6,500 won, comes up to roughly about £3.35, something like that. I think that's right. Yeah, 334 is how much that comes out. Okay, on to the next one. Next up was this place. It's called Unicorn Textiles. At this place, they had something that was really quite handy. They had a rail of clothing that had been made using the fabrics that were available to purchase. So if you were looking at a nylon or a cotton and you were trying to figure out how you would use it or what type of garment, you could actually look at these garments. You could be like, yes, okay, I know exactly the use of this, and then on the actual garment it said it's this sample, and all you had to do was find the sample pack and then you can order the fabric. So a couple of days ago I tried on a jacket that I really liked. I liked the style, I liked everything, but I didn't really like the price. It was like £700-800 and I was just like, you know, I feel like I can make this, which is usually what happens when I see something that I think I don't really want to spend that money, but I might spend the time, you know. So when I got to this place, I saw a jacket that was very similar and exactly the same fabric. That is what this swatch was. I looked through all of the colors that he had and I purchased this, which of course is green. Like I feel like we know each other by now, right? I can't wait to make it. If you want to see what it looks like, I got this from the website. We're gonna try and make it ourselves because I love it. I got 4 yards of this so that I could have a go at making it myself. I will obviously be making a mock-up first, but this is gonna be the end fabric that I'm gonna use for it. So as you can see, it says the price of this is 6,900. So again, £3 or £4 per meter for this really nice premium fabric, and it's the one that you would find on any kind of traditional bomber jackets. I'm very happy with that. We have another nylon that we picked up. This one is a little bit thinner, and I got this from a company called Blue Fabric. This is their details. Here they had really big color selection, and in their fabric they did a lot of like outdoor fabrics and fabrics that can be quilted into puffer jackets, and that is what I plan to do with this. I've already quilted something that was very close to this color, but I recently got a new pattern for a puffer jacket which I want to quilt. So I'm going to do it in this color. This is in my colors, and I like wearing this kind of like burnt orangey red color. And the price for this one was 5,000 won. So that's actually even cheaper than the other ones. So that's like maybe £2 to £3 per meter for this. Next up, we're going into the knits. I did actually pick up a fair amount of knits, mostly because I do have a lot of knitwear that I would like to make. So this is the company that it came from, Mama Studio. The lady was really nice, and as you can see, the swatches are of this like ribbed, very soft ribbed fabric. So what I did, so I got two colors. I got this oatmeal-y color, which is really nice. It's got a nice bit of stretch to it. So it's 70% cotton and PE 30. I'm not sure what that means, but I think it might be whatever makes it stretchy. I don't know what PE stands for, but I really like how nice and stretchy it is and how super soft it is. This is really good for loungewear, for the twisted tops that I want to make, for just cozy time clothing. We got this really nice oatmeal color, and then we got this kind of like camely caramel brown color as well. So I got about 3 yards of each. And the price of this was 4,500 won per yard, which is, again, really good prices. These are great prices. Next company is this company here called AM Company. I actually got like 4 different fabrics with them. So this is 60% cotton and 40% modal fabric, and it's washable, and there are so many colors. Works for turtlenecks, t-shirts, fitted t-shirts, things like that. And I need those things. Those are the things that I actually don't really have a lot of in my wardrobe. And the things that I do have, like my Uniqlo Heat Tech, a lot of them are so old and tatty and have holes and stuff that it's time for new things. There's a lot that we can do with this, and this is 60 inches wide, so we have a lot of fabric right there. This company had more premium fabrics, more natural fibers, and it was a little bit more pricey, but still not all that expensive. So this one was 7,300 won, which works out to £3.75 a meter again. So like a massive price difference from 4,500, which the last one was, but still under £4 per meter, which is really good. Then from the same company, I got this, which is called Cosmo. It is another jersey, but it is a lot softer and a little bit more stretchy. So this one has 58% cotton, 38% modal, and 4% spandex. And it's, as you can see, even the samples are quite stretchy. You've got all these really nice colors. I got 3 different colors because, as I've been saying, we need more basics. Polo necks, t-shirts, long sleeves, short sleeves, bodies, cute little shorts, leggings, all of that stuff can be made out of this kind of nice jersey fabric. So I got my khaki green, which is always going to be a staple color for me. I got this chocolate brown, which is really good. I can't wait for all the loungewear I'm going to have. And then I got this kind of like caramelly tan color, which is very close to this chair. And I got I think 2 or 3 yards of each, and it's on a really long roll of 58 inches, so tons of fabric. And I can also be using that like over the years. Every time I need to make a new thing, I absolutely can. We're almost done with the fabric. I have one more left, which I was very excited about because I was looking for some fabric so that I can make my ski suit. At this point, it feels like I'm making a ski suit every year, but the ski suit that I made 2 years ago, gosh, has it been 2 years already? The ski suit I made 2 years ago is very large for me now. I'm going skiing at the end of the month and I will still be wearing that, but it's quite large, and I do have some other styles of ski wear that I would like to attempt at making. So I've been on the lookout for some really good waterproof fabric, ski ski wear fabric. This place had loads of options, so many colors. Last time I made a ski suit that was bright green with white piping. This time we're gonna go for this kind of like sandy beige color, and we're gonna pair it with this like sage green. We're going to go for muted tones, but we're going to go sophisticated possibly. But of the sage green I got 3 yards, and then of the cream I got 2 yards, so 5 yards in total. And this is the name of the company, and this is the type of fabric. It said that it's got 3 layers, and it does indeed. As you can see here, you've got the top color layer, you've got this like this is the bit that stops the water from coming through, and then this is the bit that makes it breathable, which is kind of like this mesh. So on the underside is actually really quite soft on the skin if you were not going to line something, and at the top you've got the color, and in between is the bit that makes it waterproof. So that's really, really good. It should be a pretty good ski suit, but I haven't made it yet, and when we get back to the UK I have 2.5 weeks to do it, so we'll figure it out. So those were all the fabrics that I picked up over this last 2 days. And today, when I went to pick up all of these fabrics, I went into the accessories and craft section, got completely overwhelmed again because who needs that much thread? There was so much thread. But I did pick up a few bits and bobs of things that I thought, if I don't pick it up now, I'll probably never see this again. So, okay, I got a bunch of stuff here. First things first, there was a little haberdashery, and I just stocked up on a few water-soluble pens, air-erasing pens, and some silver pens, just a little selection. And I think that came up to 4,500 altogether, so like £2 or £3, which is great. So I just picked up a few because I am actually running low on those pens, and a few of them have dried out, so some new ones. Fantastic. I then came across a bag making place that had all the accessories, and I didn't go crazy, but like I just picked up a few little things. So first things first, I picked up one of these, which is it's still in the bag right now, but this is to make those clasp purses. And I got this one, which is cute because I wanted to make myself one of those large clasp purses, so I got one of these so I could give it a go. I also got one in silver, you know, just to change it up a little bit. And then I got a bunch of handles for a whole range of different kinds of bags. First off is this, which is, it looks like a very strange handle, and I think that's why I was so drawn to it. But imagine a very structured handbag, and this is just like across the top, so all you do is kind of hold it. It's not really something you would put on your shoulders unless you put chains on both sides. It's more something that has a structured handle and very little space, maybe almost like a clutch, but like probably about that much space between that and the structured bag. Think like a box bag, but it's just like this sleek gold handle. Really liked that. I also got these 2 large bamboo ones. I was going to get the smaller ones, but then the lady showed me the larger ones, and she was like, you can get these all the way over your shoulder, which is actually pretty good because the smaller ones, you can only really do this. And sometimes you just want to whack a bag on your shoulder. So being able to put these ones on your shoulder convinced me to buy the bigger ones instead of the smaller ones. And then lastly, we've got some leather straps. So these are for like any bag that I want to use that has a clip on either end. So I got a green long one to go over the shoulder, I got a black long one, and then I got a brown short one. So when I decide to make bags in any of these colors, I can just mix and match the shoulders, so that should be pretty cool. And then lastly, I have this bag of metal. Now this one I didn't really mean to buy anything from, but I saw so many things I wanted, so I just went mad in there. These ones are like clasps and things that you can add to dresses, tops, bikinis, all those sort of things, and would work really, really well with all of the jerseys that I've just got. First up is this number here. Now I have a very small version of this at home, but this goes all the way down. If you can imagine that in the middle there, and you can have like an off-the-shoulder dress that has a deep V and it's all ruched around here, that's exactly what I thought with that. Do I have any idea how I'm going to achieve that? No, but we're gonna give it a go. So we got one of those. I also saw this one, which was quite nice. Works for tops and also ruched skirts. I've got a whole bunch of rings here. I really like these ones because they look like piercings. So as you can see, it looks like a nose piercing or a nipple piercing or something like that. And it looked really cool. And I thought, you know what, that would look like a really nice embellishment on a bag or on a piece of clothing, on a leather jacket. So I got a bunch in a whole range of different sizes in gold and in silver. Next up, we've got a whole range of these different kind of clasps. You can see that the back is hollow and the front would look like this. So these are clasps, and there are so many different ones, and they're all gold, and I got one or two of almost all of them because I think they make really good additions to clothing. So for instance, you can make a top and you can do something like this. So can you imagine that as a one shoulder, or going into a high neck thing? There's so many different uses for this, and so I got a whole bunch of them. Again, would be really, really good to use with all of this jersey that I've just got. So we got this one. I got some large ones. We got some small ones. I also got this one, which I really, really like. It's a hand. I actually got two because I figured I could put it on a top and I could also put it on a bottom. And it reminded me of the brand Schiaparelli, which has little hands and ears and like the nose with the nose ring. In fact, the other ones reminded me of that too. So yeah, I got these ones because they're kind of fun. And then we have a few other different shapes and bits and bobs. They're all kind of the same. I will show you like a full in-depth, you can see all of them here. But I got a lot of things that I can thread through clothing, add as embellishment to bags, to shoes, to dresses, to tops. And they're all in gold because I love gold. And that is everything that I got from Seoul. Those are all the accessories, those are all the fabrics, it is everything. It was 2 days of shopping, very tiring, completely overwhelming. I would absolutely 100% do it again. So we're here for a few more days. I don't think I'm gonna go back and do any more fabric shopping because after this we will be going to Tokyo, where I will be doing this all over again, but in the Tokyo fabric district. So we're gonna save ourselves a little bit of space. I feel like I've already filled up quite a bit with what I've got here. So everything that I'm getting over there, I have to be quite strategic with, but I'm very, very excited. So this is gonna be it for now. Absolutely be making a vlog and also showing you everything that I got in Tokyo. Thank you for watching to the end of this video. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit that thumbs up button. Let me know what you think in the comments. Have you been shopping in Seoul before? Are there any other places I missed? Was there anywhere that you would recommend me going that is not the Dongdaemun shopping center? I would love to know. Leave your comments below and I will read them. I love reading your comments. And if you haven't already, subscribe and make sure you hit that notification bell so you know when I post another video. Thank you so much. 감사합니다. And I'll see you later.